So, very good afternoon and warm welcome to our esteemed guest and to dear learner. I'm Dr. Shivangi Singh from Radar Opus by BJ and RX, and we are here today to discuss a very interesting topic perceiving rubrics ranking type personality with Dr. MK Sahani and Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh. So, we have Dr. Sahani and Dr. Sanjeev live with us right now. So thank you, Dr. MK Sahani, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh for being here. Let me give you a small introduction so our learners may know who you are. So everyone, Dr. MK Sahani is our today's speaker. Dr. Mridul Kumar Sahani is an eminent personality of homeopathy. He has done BSc, DHMS, MD, PGD-HHM Symbiosis, CCCR Symbiosis, PhD MUHS. Worked under Dr. B. Sahani, a recognized scientist and discoverer or transmission of energy, medicine energy from a distance. Now, our next doctor is Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh, our moderator. So, he has done BHMS, PGD, HHM, MD, Professor Department of Case Taking and Repertory, GD Memorial Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Patna. PG Guide, Muzaffarpur University, President, HMAI Bihar State Branch. So that's a little about you, sir. Thank you, Dr. MK Sahani, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh, for being here with us. So without wasting any more time, let's give it over to you, Dr. Sahani. Let's start the learning. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Shivani, for your nice introductions. Uh, Friends, uh, before I start, one of the important things that I would like to share that now that what is happening with the repertory, what is going on with the repertory, because we all have been using repertory, but we have to think what type of the what evolution, what changes are going on. This is very important for all of us. What changes? Because when you see right from the Kent repertory, then also with the uh, synthesis repertory and the radar opus coming up and the radar ordinance erroneous. So all these changes and there are not a lot of the rubrics are being added, lot of the medicines are being added. So what are the process? Why it is like that and why it is going? What is the reason behind it? So for all these aspects, we have to look into the great details phenomena of all these things. And among this, to see these changes, I am taking one of the rubrics from your repertory which has been recently added in Radar Opus and also included in the Radar add-on. And this is about the ranking type personality. Now, friends, earlier what happened in the repertory, you may not find the type of the personality or the psychological informations. It was not there in the earlier repertory. Now, the recent development in the repertory is that the people have started the repertory, the people who are making the repertory, they have started including and seeing the rubrics in the from the psychological angle. So this angle is very important to understand because unless you know why these rubrics are there, you cannot understand what is the aspect that is there. So among the rubrics, there are the psychological. Friends, now the topic that I have chosen for this presentation, this is only to make you understand what changes are going on with the repertory. And through this rubrics, I am trying to emphasize upon you about the changes. And this the word personality. Now, word personality is a broad term. It includes many aspects. The trait, is a emotions, his intellect, everything is included, and that is you can say that the personality is the window. Personality is the window, and so it incorporates so many rubrics will be included under this single rubrics of the personality. But the rubrics it has not been named as the personality types. The rubrics has been named something different. It is because the rubrics, this personality are being tried to be classified differently by the different people and in the different way. So that this is the ranking type is one way to describe the personality and to classify the personality. So this is one of the aspects that we have to understand. Now, this what is the personality? The personality ranking type. Ranking type. There are six ranking type. This is the alpha, beta, gamma, omega, delta, and sigma. These are the type that has been included in your repertory, but not all. Only few. It is just only an experimental aspect that has been taken up in the repertory. And because if you are able to understand and perceive all these phenomena, it will be possible for you to compare so many rubrics together, and you can come closer to the analysis of the patient. This is very important for us to understand. So let me see. This is six personalities are there: alpha, beta, gamma, omega, delta, and the sigma. Now, what is the personality? Personality has the power. What is the power? Your ability to uplift, power to depress, power to curse, power to abuse, power to do whatever you can do. So it is about the personal. It was told by the Paul P. Harris. It is the power, and the personality is the power. It has the capacity. It has the everything in that. So let us see what type of the and for every individual there are the power, and he become powerful. Like I can say, a person can be powerful because of his anger. Because of anger. A person can be powerful because of his fear. A person can be powerful because of his laughing attitude. So many things are. And why I say power, fearful, because of the anger. Because you might have heard about the name Parsuram God. The mercy Parsuram. Why he was like that? Because he is known for his anger, and he has the ability to control the universe through his anger. So this is the power. That's why I say the personality has the power. It has been nicely. This is nice quotation from Paul P. Harris. Now, every human being has unique personality traits that make him who he is and define his action. Who you are. You may be wondering, well, who I am, and there are many ways that you can see yourself in a different way, and every people see you in a different way in their own perspective. Everyone have that different images, like that your parents will be innocent that you are the son, you are the daughter, your wife will have you are the husband. This is a different aspect is there. So despite seemingly random acts and ways of going about the life being the norm, for all men, there are ways to categorize a man's action into more specific traits, and tendency starts with the first trait of the life. So personality is the dominating features in the man that can explain or identify. Dominating features. We have the emotions. All type of the emotions we have. You have all type of the knowledge we may have. But I am and we as a homeopath, we have the knowledge of the homeopathy. So this is one aspect. Then as a homeopath, I am a teacher. This is also another added aspect. I am a clinician. This is also another aspect. So this is the dominating features is recognized by the society. And as a person, as a homeopath, as a person, I am a very cool person. I am a very angered person. I am like this. So this is the way we are arriving at the individual patients. Now the classification helps us to understand how and why man lives like the way he does. Let us see each of the six unique personality offered by the observing their four most prevalent traits. Now this when we are going to define, I don't say that this is the only one way to define or classify. There are many other ways that to classify the person. This is one way which has been taken up for our understanding. Now the first is known as the alpha type. Alpha type, these are, you just see the picture. This is the alpha. They are very adventurous people. They have got the ability. They are full of energy. They are very active type of the personality. So their confidence is the ability. They have the very confident people to enter into the wide area of the situation. They don't have the fear. So alpha are very confident. Alpha male. The term alpha male is the term most people know, and the good reason. The alpha originates from the animal kingdom as described the top of the pack. See, this word alpha, top of the pack, the top on the. So he always wished to have on the top. This is the alpha type. Because of this classification, the alpha male is naturally going to be confident in how he acts and goes about his life. So confidence is the ability that you have to understand, and confidence is not natural for all human beings. There are the only those male personality, and this confidence is very. You say that the alpha are the masculine type of the character, not the feminine. They have the ability to be recognized as a man. So this is the important. Alpha is outgoing. They are extroverted. The confidence has something that to clear the miles away. You can see, recognize this type of the person very easily in the society. This means he can interact with just about anyone. He allows his going in his personality to love. The alpha male is uncertain by the approach or male. So now these persons are so confident, they don't have the fear. So and they are not influenced by the other, because the things that is dominating in them about themselves, that their person. So you can say that these type of the persons have got more ego, they are dictatorial type of the persons, and they are very fastidious in nature. So now you see all the three things. You don't have to look for the dictatorial. You don't have to. If you find a combined feature of that, you can put them in the alpha category. Then alpha is a leader. So I said the dictatorial. When someone is asked to take the lead on the project or the work, the alpha personality, he takes the charge of the leadership. He will come forward. Alpha makes such good leader because they are naturally inspiring to others, and others are willing to follow them. The alpha male knows how to get team working together to accomplish. So they are a good manager. Then they can become a good leader. They can become a good teacher to motivate their students. So they are on the top. They are always something who can influence others. They have the ability to influence. This is called the alpha type. So alpha are very charismatic. So they can undertake anything, and they come into the picture. They are easily recognized by they are like the James Bond type, to act and talk according to their own rules. The charisma that alpha radiates is a primary reason that people gravitate to. They are attracted. You see the name every day in the newspaper. You see and you look forward for what has happened to our Prime Minister Modi, because our Prime Minister has got the attractive charisma to attract the leadership, and he is definitely a alpha type of the person. Charisma is the sense of charm and swagger, a man who everyone wants to know. Now see, these are the alpha type of the personality. I have because you know what happened to Mahatma Gandhi, and all these features that you are seeing, right from the Mother Teresa and all the actors and all our leaders, they belong to this type of the category, alpha type of the category. I'll go to the rubric later on. First of all, I would like to describe you and explain you about the rubrics first. Now, next comes the beta type. The beta type is a better friendly type. They have the company, they like the people together. So being friendly is something that many people associate with the beta male personality. Whether it is towards a man or woman, the beta male wants to be friendly and kind to everyone, and hopes that he will get approval and admiration from. So they make friends easily. So this is a magnetizing ability is there. They have the cosmopolitan in nature. They travel widely. They can go anywhere in the world, and they can make a friends there. With a lot of negativity surrounding the beta personality, we need to understand that this very common personality type is nothing to do here. So he's not ashamed what he is. And where what are the drawbacks? Well, he simply wants to make the friends. A beta is a man who is not pushover or someone to look down, but rather someone who is friendly and respect to each other. So what you think about them, doesn't matter. But how much friendly you are, this is important for the beta person. They are reserved type of the persons. They are simply reserved type of the persons, and they simply don't don't easily interact with the people, but people get attracted to them. So they are not lacking like that. They have the inner capacity, the inner world there, and they are very much reserved. Reserved means that this beta personality have got the things that they are well aware about themselves, and with this natural reservations, they are willing to. They will not be sharing. They will simply like to be the company. Company desire for alone when aggravates, but during the company they remain silent. So silent and company are the combination feature for the beta type of the person. Next is the beta is submissive. They are surrender because to be a friend you have to be surrender. You have to submit. You have to survive, and you have to able. So the signature characteristic of beta is being submissive and trying to avoid stepping on someone toes. Being submissive means that what he confronted and with conflict or an opposing opinion, the beta is likely to avoid defending himself if this means that the other person will dislike him. So he don't want to be disliked. So that's why he is defensive. So there is a rubric survive. There is a rubric survive, submissive. So their mildness and tranquility. These are the rubrics that in your repertory that are included under this. So many view submissive as a negative trait. No, it is not a negative trait because it has the benefit. When you go down, you win the race. And beta is loyal. They can make a very good. They can continue. So you can depend on the beta type of the personality because of their loyalty. So they can be the best friend because the only features for them is to be friend and not demanding, not giving, but living together. And you have heard about the Krishna and the Sudama. The Krishna, the king, and the Sudama, the beggar. And they have the friend. Why? Sudama don't have the expectations from the Krishna, and Krishna don't have the expectations from the. So they live together. So they are the beta type of the personality. This is the example that I wanted to tell you. And the last trait of the beta is one of the biggest traits that he is very loyal. And why? I'm just giving you the example of the Krishna and Sudama being the friend despite of their positions and their in the society. One reason why beta male is very good friend is because he is loyal to those who respect him and are friendly toward him. The loyal of beta also makes them great employees because they are very likely to do their job and not interrupted and overall workload structure. So if you have a beta type of the staff in your clinic or in your place, you will find that you can blindly depend on him because he is loyal to you. Now, third is the gamma type. Gamma type, let me see the gamma type is driven by hyper organized, confident, and independent. This is very important terms for the. They are organized type. They are methodical type. They try to follow if they are a homeopath doctor, they will go by step of the Hahnemannian principles, taking the detailed case history, making analysis, and then repertorial approach, and then selecting the potency, and then prescribing the medicine. So they are driven by hyper organized and confident for independent. So they don't recognize the other. They will find out what medicines I have to give. It is not that what I was advised by the other. It is what I am going to select from my own repertorial approach. This is the things for because of the hyper organizations. You can tell them this type of the person to be very fastidious and conscientious about the triple. So she knows her worth and excels in life by taking pride in her action as well as by staying true herself and her need to succeed. More importantly, he does not rely on anyone else or other. So they are very much because of the fasting, they are not satisfied with the other one. They will do themselves. This is the important thing for that. And the gamma, they are also adventurous, like the alpha type. Very interesting that they are the adventurous because he is a good investigator. He can become a researcher because they have got the ability to explore into the unknown, moving to the moon, moving to the other planets. This is the persons who have got the adventurous feature. So there is a Rubik's adventurous is also there. So the one of the main reason of this that gamma male is one who is adventurous in life, create his own path away from the opinion of the other. And when the alpha acts in the way that please other, the gamma male will whatever he feels and fulfill in his life. So he do it for other himself, but alpha they do for the so they have got the respect from the other, but they feel respected by themselves. Gamma males usually have a wide array of the skills and interests leading to them enjoying exploring life, learning and doing as they please. And gamma is an eager. They are very curious type of person, always ready to act. So they can get many things in their life because they can explore. They want this want that, and they are very choosy. So demanding type of the persons. They are one side of the experience enjoying the world, so they can enjoy better, and he will likely to try new things and will be eager to learn the new skills. So only you have the eagerness, you can learn and you can get. In another sense, the gamma male is also somewhat eager to gain the affections of the other. A gamma personality is one that can be independent of others, but is still eager to get the respect and admiration that others offer to him. Now, gamma is aware. He is always a conscious person. You can say they are not the sleepy type of the person. They have the there are the rubrics like clairvoyance, intuitive behaviors, and this is because they are widely conscious. So because of this, they have the intuitive type of persons and the clairvoyant type of person. This makes what helps us stand out from others is that the ability to recognize the actions of the other, what people are thinking about them, what people are going to do before them. So this is the biggest trait that you can find in the gamma type of the person. And it is commonly thought that those who possess the characters of alpha male can turn more gamma when they become more aware about the conscious. So the interlinking thoughts always comes to us, but concentrating on the basic theme is important so that you can have a well understanding of all these things. And they are empathetic, they have got the love, they have got the sympathy, and they have you can say that it is a feminine type of the characteristics. No, it is not feminine type of the characteristic, but a sympathetic type of the empathy, and it is ruling factor for the gamma personality. So with empathy towards others, if you don't have the openness and acceptance, you cannot make explorations. You cannot have an eagerness. So eagerness to help and eagerness to know and eagerness to sympathize with the other, it gets combined together in the gamma type of the personality. Now next personality is the omega. What about the omega? Omega is intelligent, romantic, and at times slightly introverted. Now, pulsatilla, you can see the pulsatilla type. They are the omega and overly sensitive, says Spencer, adding that these personality types are most comfortable in their own company. The pulsatilla, nectramuriticum, sepia, all these are they are the romantic type of the. Romantic means what? Being more emotional. Emotional, there are the medicines where the emotions dominate than the intellect. They think more about the amount of life, emotions, and they care for the emotions. This is very important for this. Yeah. So they are self-assured. Where alpha relies on his group of for the assurance, but omega. So what they happen? They have got little opposite to that. and they have got the self-assured there. Because of this, Omega sense of self-assurance assurance allows him to avoid trivial popularity contest. And Omega will definitely have a few close friends he trusts and respect, but his primary source of meaning and confidence comes from within. Now, they don't have too many friends. Why? Only because he can have a romantic behavior. They can make a love very easily. And when love is not for the all, they get associated with the people. So the company, they have the job or the desire for company, but desire for the own like-minded type of the company. The downside of this, as Omega often neglects the care for the others. So what the people others say it is not important. It is only what my people are saying. So what is that? Well, let the others say anything. But my people, I am there with my people. I am with my people. And they are my mind. So Omega is driven. They can do anything. They are very courageous type of the person. Internal power to move forward, and this to do. He is the best cheerleader and will give himself all the motivation he needs to take on action and succeed at completing the task. Other men are likely only going to want to do something done, but this thing is there is no word impossible for them. They try to make everything possible. Omega, they are very intelligent. They have got, you can say, the intelligence is also there, and because of that intelligence, their emotional character are very important. The typical nerd archetype is something you can see among Omega, as they are very focused on intelligence and learning. And Omega is someone who can reach through the complex algorithm and formula to crack a code that others are often too aloof to understand, where many men will just talk on and without thinking about what they are saying or listening to other persons. The Omega male is going to listen to intent and can make calculated decisions and how to respond. Omega males are something like human calculator. They have the diverse interest they have got. They can focus on many things, video games, obscure hobbies, so many hobbies, and they keep on changing also. The changeability is also there. The things like building models and hobbies that stimulate the mind are just an Omega male would love to spend time doing. If an Omega male wants to take a hobby that everyone else feels uncomfortable doing due to social pressure, but Omega male will just do whatever he wants. The lack of care for external validations gives Omega male sense of freedom to whatever he wants in your way. They don't care for the other. I want this, I deserve this, I like that, I am doing this. But what the other people say, it is not the matter. Now the next is the delta type. Delta type is has attribute of that. It is that we can say that delta is very much closely related to the alpha, but tends to keep her hope and dreams in her sighing way, wanting to put her heart in line, fear of broken. And because she is been burned in past experience, a delta is usually extremely realistic, often helping others around them stick to more logical way of the path. So they are like the alpha, they are like the leader, but their leadership has got the limitation. You can say that it is the feminine character of the alpha. Delta is the feminine character, whereas the very extroverted type of the person. Delta are the introverted type of the person. Is reside. They have submissive, survive. Delta offers a unique perspective, the way a person can change the personality type. Uh, the changeability is there, submissiveness is there, and they can change with the time. Whatever the experience may come, Delta male will become more reserved because of event, uh, whether he went through a bad break or developed trust issue in the past. A delta will be slow to trust new people, and he is very often reserved. This is the sense of not caring. In that he does not have many thoughts and how to act as his own person. Now he's very resentful, uh, going all alongside the tricky past, and he's brooding type of the personality. They have the resentment towards the other, and they will rarely look inward to resolve issue. So, and usually they blame others for that problem. The delta male will be resentful to a person he used to date or was friend with an unhealthy manners. Instead of moving with the life and growing as a person, the delta will use the person as an excuse. So they're reproaching others are the beautiful rubrics that you can include under this group of the, and it is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, they are eating themselves. They are the carcinogen type of the persons also. They are sacrifice, will often lacks the reality of the life, imaginations. They live with them making air castles, imaginations, dreamy type of the person. Need more deals with the problem yourself. By placing the blames on other of his problem, the delta male will self-sabotage himself by living under the illusion that there is nothing he can do to become better. And if he is in the group of people, friends, the delta is likely to act manipulative or lie to get what he wants. In doing this with the few people that want to hang out with him, the delta male makes it very easy to people not to trust or want to be around him. And he is a lonely type of the person. Why? Because he is there with the people, but he is not there with the people. So when you come down, delta is likely to be lonely type. So even with us living in the society, the delta people are alone. So while he may have once been life party with the many friends, the delta male has turned into something bad, in letting himself get hateful towards others and losing self-control and loneliness. The loneliness of the delta will lead him to only become more resentful and angrier to others as he feels his loneliness is someone else's fault. And the next is the sigma. The sigma type of the are enduring and powerful. They are very close to the commanding type, dictatorial type, and but also happy to step back when need. So they are the lycopodium type of the personality. They know how to play the game. Sigmas are cunning. They are very cunning, and they are cautious. Sigma. They can just easily convince you of something that nobody can else. They don't share the presence of or power of an alpha male, but they can just, and you can differentiate the Nux vomica and the lycopodium on the sigma classification. Whereas the Nux vomica, they are straightforward. Lycopodium are not straightforward. They can do anything to please you or get the benefit from you. So whether you see in a positive or negative, the cunning of sigma male is undeniable. They are able to almost anyone in the of their side and get great at persuasions. Being cunning sigma male can help open many doors if you are careful not to do with the cunning with the others. Sigma are self-confident. Uh, they are very close to the like Naxvomica type, but they are something very cunning. Uh, is manipulative, a social situation, and the people, the sigma male deep down have no invested interest for the opinion of the other. Sigma are certainly popular with the other, but they do not need approval of the others to feel good or bad. You can almost think of the sigma as someone like the James Dean character who doesn't play but the rules and the fine being always alone. Even when they are alone, the sigma is perfectly happy with themselves. Now, sigma is likable. He is liked by all. Unless you have very good at seeing through the charm and manipulation of sigma, he is very likable person. People appreciate that they are not afraid to play of their own rules and not constantly. Even he is playing with his own rules, but the people will not recognize. So, social validation is very important for them. You get the social validation, and this type of the men often go in associate with the alpha and omega personality, as they can all get along with the top of their weight. And sigma is calculated, is calculating. The final place of sigma puzzle is his ability to make calculated moves and decisions with great accuracy. He will often pursue before reacting to the question so that they can come up with the reason that is either well spoken or funny if the situations call. His international, his intentional with everything and does and whatever little sigma may got out of. So now this is the journey of alpha, beta, omega, delta, gamma, and the sigma. Now just I'm see the differentiating features between the alpha, beta, and the gamma. You can just recognize the face and you can see what type of the personality they are. Evolution of the repertory. Now just I am coming to our own subject. Evolution of repertory are now adding rubrics in psychology perspective. Upgradation of repertory will bring uniformity in their expression. And what will happen? In the repertory, the rubrics are haphazard, alphabetically arranged, but it is difficult to classify which rubrics to, which questions to ask first. But with this classification, it will become easier for you to get into the other rubrics also. And different rubric repertory carries different meaning for the same words. So this is also excluded. And inclusion of a standard accepted words will bring clarity for expressions and understanding. These are the benefits that we are going to have with the addition of the psychological rubrics. So far, only in the now coming to this particular rubrics in the repertory, it is mind ranking. You will go there mind ranking, and in radar opus you will find that ranking includes alpha, beta, and gamma, where alpha has got the 5 medicines: aurum, lyco, platina, sepia, and sulfur, and with the cross reference of anger, dominant male in and dictatorial. Then beta there is no medicines in this rubric, and then omega, it is the 3 medicines: calcaria, carcinosin, and pulsatilla. Now other in the radar Adonis you will see now this 5 medicines has been increased to 11 medicines, making it more wider. So now in gradual addition of the repertory you will find more and more medicines to be included under these rubrics. Whereas the beta has got no medicines, in this Adonis you will have the 4 medicines, and omega the 3 medicines are included that was in the past. So the changes is going on. Changes is going on, and only 3 out of the 6 types, only the 3 types have been included in our repertory. So ranking type in repertory, it is stated in a hierarchical order. Alpha type leader, aurum, lyco, platina, and sepia. Beta middle or hierarchical, no medicines is mentioned, and omega type last of hierarchy, calcaria, carcinosin, and pulsatilla. Ranking type Ranking type rubrics appeared in the synthesis repertory radar opus, and under it only 3 sub rubrics are mentioned, that is alpha, beta, and the omega. So, and it has got the cross references. In the alpha type, you will have the cross reference anger, dominant in animal, and dictatorial. Beta is cross reference with the middle or hierarchical, no cross reference is mentioned, and omega type, it is cross reference with confidence, want of self-confidence. Now, in upcoming repertory, it is observed that the new trend of including repertory based on the psychological understanding as determined from present psychological informations. So, the personality is to a man. What is personality? It is just what the perfume. By seeing by the perfume of the flower, you can say that perfume. You can say which flower it is. So, with the personality, what type of the person this person is there. So, Always be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself, and do not go out and look for successful personality and duplicate it. This is the Bruce Lee quotation, beautiful quotations for you. So, with this, I thank you very much. With a big message, personality is everything in art and poetry. Everything in art and poetry. This is the art of combinations. If you have any questions, you can ask me at my email risdth@gmail.com, or you can put me a message on my WhatsApp 9431020622. So thank you very much for this listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sahani sir, for your detailed explanation and valuable teaching about different types of personality, which is now included in our repertory through Radar Opus. And the most important part of your teaching is that the incorporation of the rubrics and the medicine along with the theme. This is very important because our repertory nowadays is telling with so many information, because the behavior of the person had been changed since this beginning of the repertory. A lot of changes is going on in nature of the humans and all. So that must be incorporated, and we are doing that. And thank you. I'm very much thankful to the team of Radar Opus. They are collecting so many data and providing us with the rubrics as the rubrics. But the most important thing, we need people like to explain all these things, because the information is there in repertory, in other books, and everywhere. But the explanation is very important, which we are going through your teaching and all. No, so this is very important, and thank you so much for all these things. As you told about this, the delta personality, that and very nicely you have incorporated about the carcinosin, theme of the carcinosin, harming oneself, eating oneself. So this is very important, and I hope that all the listeners, all the people, those who are attending right now, they must be got so many information, and definitely they will going to incorporate all these information in their practice and case taking. So thank you so much. If anyone have any question, you can go through that. Dr. Sahani has already mentioned about the questions and all, so you can directly ask to Dr. Sahani sir. So thank you so much, sir.
You can put your questions on the chat box.
Yeah.
Think,
So three personality, where we can find it in repertory. Still, we are waiting for incorporation of these three personality.
now this, if you go to the Radar Opus, there is a rubric. Main rubric is ranking type, and under the ranking type, we have the three personalities here. And in Adonis also, it is the same, but new medicines are added in the Adonis. But it's first time this rubric has appeared in the Radar Opus one. So just go through the Radar Opus, and I say that the Radar Opus is the very standard features for that, and even the updated form with the Adonis. So if you go, if you are interested in knowing about the new repertory addition, you must go for the Radar Opus and Radar Adonis.
But however, omega delta, and sigma
What
rubric.
I would like to add that only up to now only three per type has been included. But in future we expect that, and we can also add. It is also possible, because I have tried to give you the entire scenario of this group of the personality: alpha, beta, gamma, sigma. So you can have, and by knowing the sigma value, by knowing the beta value, you can include, and you can make your own group of the rubrics. This will facilitate you in classification of your patient, or identifying a patient's type for your use. So what for the totality building is very important, and totality comes from the type, like group, like the similarity of the group, everything which seems to be in uniform. It is like making a portrait. So making a portrait is possible when you use the rubrics not in a haphazard way, but in a consequence and in a sequential manner, so that they are relevant to each other.
Can alpha personality go into another personality by any region?
the thing is that now the type what we actually we mean by the personality that it is ever growing type. Personality is not a fixed, because with the subsequent addition, like in the childhood, you may be very cowardice type of the person, and when you get knowledge, you become confident yourself. Now, what is that? From cowardice stage or the fearful stage, you are now becoming the confident person. So changeability is there. So personality doesn't mean that you have fixed, that you will be called like that. It is not the branding. It is the branding. It is not branding. Personality means the stage or where you are, the present status that constitutes come under the personality. It is not that
Another
what you have like that. Suppose we really make a mind that this person is like this or that. This is wrong, because this person you might have seen him some 10 years back, 5 years back, and at present he is quite different. He has improved himself. A man who was very tapad, I saw a film. He was a very robber, and later on in the latter stage of the learning, he became a saint. And this is a good example that you can see from the Ramayana. Our the Maharshi who wrote the Ramayana,
Valmiki.
he was the robber, and later on he became the sage. So the change is there, and change comes from influence from the outside, and you accept the outside influence according to your inner build-up. This is the type that makes you the peace.
Another question is also there. There is any significant difference in facial feature of all personality? The expression of the faces different between their own.
Yeah, I saw that I have given you some facial features of some of the personality groups. But one thing you must keep in mind. Yes, facial by you have the three way of recognizing a person. Is first the appearance. Appearance is what is the image that comes the first at but when you live with the persons, try to live with the persons, you can know his functions. And if you live with a longer time, for instance, suppose when the patient comes to your clinic, some image will be made on you. So this is one thing. Then what happens by seeing the face? You may say that you may feel that he is like a omega, he may like a alpha, but after interacting with him during the case taking, you can recognize no, he's not like that. He's something else. And when you come at the final stage, so it never depend on the external appearance first. First learning is that never you have some guidelines for that to enter through that. But if you have fixed with that idea, you will miss many of the things that is inside there. So this is the way that we proceed during the case taking. First appearance is there. Yeah, I have come to a group of the people. And but at the second latter stage, I know that this is the type of, this is the functions. And this is good understanding to draw understanding about a person's, not taking a decision immediately. Until and unless you have completed the case history, don't build any idea about the persons. The first appearance may be, or what you say, all that golds are not glitter. All that things that glitters are not gold. But when you test them, when you know them, they can only consider that it is gold or something else. So these are things that we make analysis like that.
Could we change the personality through our medicines?
Yeah. Personality can be modified. Personality can be modified with the basic traits, which is not. There is a good poem in the childhood we have learned. Child is the father of man, and that if you are able to, and that requires a lot of experience for you. If you are able to recognize the child, that features, you can recognize a man. What is the basic theme? What is the basic theme this person is made for? So this is the outer layer is changed, but inner layer will not get changed. And this requires a lot of understanding for this. So, any more, sir?
No, I don't think so. which version of radar Opus can we find alpha, beta, and other personalities?
Radar Opus.
Radar Opus, only radar Opus. There is no other version.
Not before that. Only
Yeah.
it is included only in radar Opus.
Sir, let's wind up here if you will allow me.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. M.K. Sahani, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh. Thank you so much for such an informative and enriching experience. I would like to extend a warm gratitude on behalf of Radar Opus team and on the behalf of BGN Group. And I apologize to learners if we have missed out on any question because we have a time frame for this webinar. So let's wind up here. Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank all the viewers and the homeopathic fraternity who have joined us here today. So thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day. Keep learning, keep improving.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.